The Zimdaba Investment Conference has just ended in London, and I've got with me here Peter Soko. Peter Soko was part of this program. I believe you were doing the accreditation, is that right?
That was part of my my role, yes.
Okay. So when we look at the accreditation process, did you face any challenges, and how did you deal with them?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yes, we did. We were not expecting the event was very popular, and we're not expecting the turnout that we had in terms of people trying to subscribe to come to the event. It was always meant to be a private event, a business-toned event, and it was aimed at a particular market. But obviously word got round and many people got so interested in it that we got over 3 times the room capacity that we wanted to get or that we have in this facility. So that was a huge challenge to see how we can best turn down people, because again, you never want to do that. You know, we were trying to get as many people as we possibly could who had a genuine interest in Zimbabwe, but mainly from an investment sort of point of view. So we had a major challenge in that we got, like I said, 3 times more than we were expecting, number one. Number two, how then do we disappoint that person? What criteria do we have to use to turn down some people and accept others, etc.? So those are the things that we sort of had to deal with in the run-up to this event.
Oh, quite interesting there. So what criteria do you end up using then?
We had to look a lot at the background. We did a lot of background checks. We also did a lot of seeing who came onto the scene earlier and what their interests would have been, possibly. It was a lot of hard work that we did, and it was hit and miss as well. You know, we didn't have as much time as we'd have liked to have to try and see how to best go about it. So it was hit and miss at some points.
Okay, the conference itself, how did you find it? 2 days, it's been hectic for you. We've seen you up and down everywhere doing almost everything. So what was your experience, and would you do it again?
I would absolutely do it again. I'll do it every other week if I could possibly do it. It's very challenging putting together an event like this within a very short space of time. We got the go-ahead 4 weeks ago to put this event together, and so everything that you've seen was done within 4 weeks. But then when you've got the passion to go through a huge challenge, we love a challenge. So it was easy to approach it from that angle, because you've got the passion of Zimbabwe and trying to get it through, and love meeting challenges and going through this sort of conundrum, as it were. So it was beautiful in the sense that it was challenging, but it's more beautiful now when you look back and you see the success, you see how far it's gone, you see the impact it's had. That's the beauty of the event.
Okay, talking about investment, what have you learned from this event? Has it inspired you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the good thing about this event is that the panelists that we had were genuine, were straightforward, were downright frank, were honest. I think they did their research as well. You know, they were asked very difficult questions, very tricky questions, but they had to be honest, because obviously some of us as Zimbabweans, we know what the situation is like in Zimbabwe. Investors have done a lot of research as well. They know what it's like in Zimbabwe. So there was not much room to come and not say the best or the truth. Home truths were exchanged, a lot of frank discussion took place, but honest, genuine discussion. And I think that was a pinnacle for me of this event.
Okay, with so much development happening in Zimbabwe, when we come to the end of the year, December 2018, what sort of Zimbabwe can you visualize?
I'm a very optimistic person, naturally. I see a beautiful Zimbabwe. However, I'm also a very realistic person, and I know that there is no way we're going to have the country back to where it was in its glory within a very short space of time. There were so many years things were going wrong, things were not going in the right direction, and there's no magic wand to turn things around within a short space of time. Somebody said to me the other day, it's like a car that was going the wrong direction for the last 37 years or less. It's been going quite fast, and it needs to turn around. So it has to slow down and indicate it's going to turn around. So I think where we are at the moment is slowing down. Not yet turned around, we're still just slowing down, preparing to turn around. How soon we do that, it depends on how genuine the government of the day is. It depends on how quickly the investment can go in the country. It goes on how soon or how much passion we have from different players looking into the country. End of the year, where do I see it? I see lots of improvement either way. I mean, we've got the elections coming up June, July, somewhere thereabouts. July, August, I think, somewhere thereabouts.
August.
And so the honest truth is there's a lot of hesitation. We're not too sure how that's going to play because it's election time. But we're still hopeful. Whichever way it's going to go, I think whoever goes into power will understand that the people need change, the people want change, people will support change, and everybody, the people as in person on the ground, and the millionaire businessman who's from Zimbabwe, they all want change, positive change.
Okay, talking about yourself, some people call you Soxx, some call you Tim T Soxx, some call you Soxx. You are also an MC and you do a lot of work in the community as well. So what inspires you? Can you tell us more about who Peter Soko is?
I think this is the very first interview ever that I've been asked to talk about me. I always try to avoid that. It's never about me at all. I just happened to be a vessel, but it's never about me. I'm just somebody who has a passion for Zimbabwe. I love my people. And that's what it is in a nutshell. And I'll do whatever I can to promote my people. I've been doing that for quite a while. I've been involved in far too many projects that are that have the purpose of developing our country. And I'll continue to do that, with whatever I can. But I'm just somebody who's just proud to be Zimbabwean. Regardless of what's going on, what has been going on, I've remained proud to be Zimbabwean. And I'll do whatever I can to fly the flag high. So in whatever sphere, whatever work I'm doing, I am Zimbabwean. And that has to shine across. And we work hard. We're a good, hard-working people.
Okay, so in terms of investing in Zimbabwe, have you got any plans? And
personally,
what would you invest in personally?
I do have plans to invest in Zimbabwe. I have invested in Zimbabwe. I will continue to do that. Whatever I have, if I can grow it, then I will certainly grow it. I'm a businessman at the end of the day. I'm an entrepreneur, and that's what I do best. But I think that's me having said a lot more than I thought I'd ever say.
Okay, there are a lot of Zimbabweans who are out there in the diaspora. Can you say a few words to encourage people out there?
We've had, people say 37 years of bad progress. That's not actually true. I don't believe that. Look, the first 10, 20 years, things seemed to be going in the right direction. And then things took a U-turn and didn't stop from then. But I think that I've got so many friends that I know who were in the diaspora, Australia, America, UK, South Africa, who have gone back into Zimbabwe and they're doing a brilliant job. They're doing fantastic. I've got friends who remained in Zimbabwe and they're doing really, really well. And then there are some of us who are outside here, and just sort of cheering and hoping that things go well. I think that it's a personal conviction. I think it's a personal journey. It's not something that anyone would just sort of think, well, I'm going to go because I've been told to go. I think you have to feel that it's safe enough for my investment. I think you have to feel that I can take my family back home. There's some people with scars, physical scars, emotional scars. and they love the country, but they have to heal before they go back. But if it's a general message, then I'll say, look, it's genuine. Zimbabwe seems to be open for business. We hear the right sound bites from the government. We hear the right sound bites from the people that run the parastatals. They all seem to be saying the positive words or the right words. We had a few professionals that were on part of our panelists over the last 2 days, independent professionals, and they're always speaking highly of the momentum that's gathering in Zimbabwe. So I think that, in a nutshell, it's ultimately up to the individual to feel if the ground is right. But generally speaking, this is the time, in my opinion, to be looking at Zimbabwe a lot more seriously. Somebody did say earlier on today that if you want to if you wanted to get to the stars on an elephant's back, you have to go onto it while the elephant is still lying down, because once it gets up, it begins to go. There is no way you can jump onto it. I think Zimbabwe is the elephant right now that's lying down, trying to get up. And once it's up, if you're not on it, it'll be very hard for you to jump onto it as it proceeds. I think that's how I would sum up. Personally, I would say go back to Zimbabwe whenever you can. Invest in Zimbabwe. Be a bit more cautious, but invest in Zimbabwe.
Okay, talking about jumping onto the elephant, when do you intend to jump? Or you're never going to jump at all?
In terms of investing in Zimbabwe?
Yes.
Or going to Zimbabwe?
Going to Zimbabwe.
I've got family in Zimbabwe. I have investments in Zimbabwe. I am involved in Zimbabwe. But equally, I have a family here. So I think at the end of the day, like I said, it depends on the individual. I've never cut off my links with Zimbabwe. I go there as frequently as I possibly can. But I think it also has to do with my family as well. It has to be right for my particular set. But would I go back to Zimbabwe? I would go back to Zimbabwe anytime and live there. I have no challenge. Personally, I don't have an issue with that. But I must think of my immediate nucleus. I must think about my family at large.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter Soko, for speaking to us here at News of the South. I do hope to catch up with you sometime, maybe in the next 6 months, so we can discuss Zimbabwe once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And yes, News of the South must continue going north.
Thank you.